Today is June the 11th, 2025. This is Carmen bringing you your daily Bloodborne Remaster update. We don't have any news on a Bloodborne Remaster today. We've got some gaming news and some Souls-like news to go over. So let's just go over the gaming news first. Well, actually, let's talk about this first. The boss ranking video is about to hit 50k. Crazy. It's at like 49.8k right now, so it'll be at 50 probably in the next hour. So yeah. It's cool to see this doing so well. The like to dislike ratio isn't great, but whatever. I had fun making it. So yeah. As far as gaming news goes, some embargoes lifted today for some games at Summer Games Fest. These are, so far I've seen for Resident Evil 9 and Pragmata. Supposedly there's one coming for Onimusha as well, but we just haven't seen that. We'll just go over this quickly. RE9 is very horror focused. You can play it in first person or third person. I wonder if they'll add like an extra mode for like fixed camera angles. That would be crazy. But it's very horror focused. There wasn't even a gun in the demo, I don't believe. But I'm sure that'll change later. So yeah, cool. I don't have anything else to say about that. Pragmata seems interesting. It's very different. It's a third-person shooter where you have to like shoot and hack at the same time. It's kind of like having Nier Automata. You have to juggle. Like you play the range game and the melee game at the exact same time in Nier Automata. It kind of reminds me of that. Plus 9S's hacking stuff. Overall, it's kind of like Nier Automata if it was more focused on shooting, and I mean that from a gameplay standpoint, not like from a story standpoint. It seems very different. But yeah, seems interesting. We'll see what happens with Pragmata. For Onimusha, I haven't seen any impressions yet. We'll see if that's good. So for Souls-like news, I want to talk a bit more about the Lies of P DLC. I've been playing a bit more of this. I haven't had a ton of time. I've been working a lot this week, but I'm getting to it when I'm getting to it. I'm not done with it yet. So right now, I have just killed the boss that you're seeing on screen and tried out the weapon from him. And I want to just talk a little bit about the DLC as a whole because I kind of feel real weird about it. So let's just for a second here. So I would say this DLC in every sense of the word is more Lies of P. In every sense of the word it is. And by that I mean the things that were really good in the base game of Lies of P, the level design, the weapons, the gameplay, the combat systems itself, the different methods of, upgrading and progression that you have built into the game and into the combat with the P organs and the Legion arms and just overall leveling up and all this stuff. It's very good. It's all still here. They managed to make sure that you still have things to upgrade in the DLC. So that's all fine and dandy. The weapons are the best they're even better than what was in the base game, if you can believe me. The one I'm using right now in this footage, I like it a lot. It's very fun. And some of the other ones in the DLC have been very fun so far. And the one you get from this boss is the coolest weapon in any Souls game I've ever played ever. Excuse me. So yeah, the weapons in this DLC, they're better than any other games. They're on par with Bloodborne's for sure. I would say better than any other one, but yeah, they're on par with the best weapons in Bloodborne. That's how good the weapons in this DLC are, and which the weapons in the base game were great too. So yeah, the weapons in this DLC, incredible. The levels are very good, and as a whole, it's just been very fun. Until you start fighting things, because while I said this is truly more Lies of P, it's not just limited to the good things. You see, Lies of P is a very rough case where the enemy design in the base game ranged from, okay, I can tolerate it, to this is pretty rough, man. The enemy design in the DLC ranges from, this is pretty bad, dude, to, okay, I would rather do literally anything else. So truly, it is more Lies of P in that the things in the base game that were good are here, and they're just as good, if not better. And the things that were bad from the base game are just as bad, if not worse. So the enemy design in this, for the most part, has been abysmal. The only things that have been fun to fight so far was the first Remembrance boss. I'll say her name at this point. It's been out for a week. Markiona. And spoiler, skip like 5 seconds if you don't want to hear it right now. The baby green monster thing. That was pretty fun because it was a reskin, but yeah. As a whole, I would say like the enemies have been really bad. They really have. In the base game of Lies of P, the enemies were for the most part either mid or just bad. Like, they were either mid or bad. You had some exceptions, obviously. Nameless Puppet and Lexasia were cool. But outside of those two, and King of Puppets Phase 2. But outside of a handful of enemies, every single regular enemy and elite enemy and mini-boss and boss in Lies of P was just plain bad. and I'm sad to say that it's like it in the DLC. It's every single enemy has just been bad, and I've only had one boss that I would say was great, and one boss that was pretty decent, and everything else has just been bad. So it's tough. I really hate to say it. You know, it's sad that everything in this game is really cool until you start fighting things. Now, if there's one thing we can say, P is still here and he looks fantastic. Dude, I'm the biggest simp for P ever. What can I say? Do not clip that. So yeah, it's sad to say, but I wish that I liked it more. So I might make a review on it if I like really get salty about it, because I'm gonna do this playthrough and then I'm gonna do it on New Game Plus 3 on my other file. This playthrough is regular New Game. So yeah, I made it a point to do this DLC using only gear in the DLC, only Legion arms and weapons from the DLC. So yeah, as a whole, I'm not sure, man. It's too early to say. You know, I haven't finished it yet, but right now, I would compare this, if we're comparing it to mainline Souls game DLCs, I would compare this to Crown of the Sunken King and Artorias of the Abyss, because my ranking for Souls DLC is like, tentatively, just throw it out there, worst to best, Ashes of Ariandel, Crown of the Sunken King, Artorias of the Abyss, I don't know what next. I'm just throwing random stuff out there. We'll say Crown of the Ivory King, Ring City, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Crown of the Iron King, Old Hunters. You know, that's probably out of order a little bit, but like tentatively just in that order. And I would definitely say that Overture is along the lines of Crown of the Sunken King and Artorias of the Abyss. That said, I still think the only bad DLC for a Souls game that I've played is Ashes of Ariandel. As messy as Overture can be, it's still more enjoyable than Ashes of Ariandel, as that is the only bad Souls DLC I've played. But yeah, Overture, I wish it was better. We'll see if, you know, my feelings change on it. But for right now, I'm gonna say, it's not that good. It's definitely not worth $30. Wait for a sale. Wait till this thing comes on sale for $15. It is not worth $30. Even if the next chunk of the DLC is better than anything else in the game, this DLC has been consistently mid enough to make me say it ain't worth $30. Catch it on a sale. So anyways, I'm out of here. Just wanted to rant about that for a minute. No news on a Bloodborne Remaster today. That's been your daily Bloodborne Remaster update for June the 11th, 2025.